Welcome to part 7 of the Sonic Adventure Let's Play. And in this part, we are actually going to be ending Sonic's story. We're going to be heading into the final level. Well, you basically go through that bridge, which leads into Eggman's fortress, which, I must say, he has put a lot of time and money into his hands, especially since the fortress wasn't there. Before this part of the story happened. And so, I don't know, maybe Eggman has a secret door below it? But whatever. But we're now in Final Egg, and as you saw, I got hit by the first enemy on sight. What a great start for me. But Final Egg, in a nutshell, obviously it's the hardest level in the game, in which obviously it's the final level of the game. It really shouldn't be really easy. Those robots will pretty much trap you in a tractor beam. It can get annoying, really, even when you're trapped in. But I usually avoid them really easily, so it's annoying when they get you, though. But yeah, we are actually, but you can't run these tubes like they're loops, or like in Sonic Lost World, the Sonic game that recently came out. You can't really run those like loops, because you'll just get stuck. So, just be careful. But now we're actually heading into the second area of Final Egg, which has an extremely head-banging theme. Like, I really do love this theme, but unfortunately I bum rushed it and I died, even though my controls were pretty active. That is just a weird glitch that some of these games do. And just for a full warning here, ladies and gentlemen, I die a lot in this section, so I don't really cut this out. And just for a full warning, I really can't get the volume fixed, really. I set the volume on high. I'm doing the best I can, guys. So sorry if you can't really hear, and I'm sorry that if you have to turn the volume all the way up, just to hear the music, especially the main theme, where it's in the credits, which I can't skip, by the way. So, blah. I swear I didn't do that on purpose. Because my controller, the analog stick was a bit stuck in that position, and I ended up walking off the edge. I hate how that happens. And not really cheap devs. This is really my fault. This part of Final Egg, it can also be monotonous, because the platforms here move really slow. And it kind of breaks the pace. Since, you're playing a Sonic game after all, you don't want the pace to be broken. But as you saw, like when I was getting into like that one tube area, this one actually, before I died, the camera actually got stuck on the wall. I just hate it when the camera does that sometimes, you know? But yeah, this is, I'm attempting in this. You basically press this switch, it's to advance. And then, now I finally get the idea, take my time. I finally taking my time here. Yeah, I don't know if those hammers do damage or if they just push you off. But that was it for that part. Now we're heading in. It's like this part of the second section of Final Egg. This is another floor texture where it's got changed from the Dreamcast version. Again, I don't understand the significance of textures being changed like that. But in this section, this part isn't really too bad. It can even show how helpful floaty jumps are in the adventure series. You can actually, because you can control where you're gonna land. But you head into this weirdly designed elevator, which unfortunately in the third section it comes back to the first section's theme and not that headbanging theme. I don't like that. I like that theme more. I like this theme too, really. It's just I prefer the other one more. But now in this section, well, it has this area where you can homing attack to your heart's content, meaning that you can't really use the air dash to boost yourself over. You can just, so you're gonna have to like run on over, and then you use these fans as to get yourself over the electrical void. At least that's what I call it. It looks like an electrical void to me, really. Yeah, and it looks threatening, so meh. But this level really, it's a really good throwback. Heck, at the classic, I like the final levels in the classic games. And so, we're actually almost done with this stage. And since I have the electric shield, I don't have to worry about falling to where the rings are. They'll just easily magnetize towards me, and I get speed shoes for some reason. I think they're there just so it'll make it much harder for you to like fall into the bottomless pit. But Final Egg as a whole, it's a good final level. It's just not that hard. And I did a nice orbit around that enemy. I wanted to spin dash over there, but I didn't know what was on the other side. I don't really plan on risking dying, you know. Oh, and these dolls, they don't really give you points. You can ignore them. And we're heading into the second mandatory lightspeed dash. There's the one where you have to use just to get yourself over the bottomless pit. And it turns out this area doesn't trigger the end. This huge platform does. But again, Final Egg, not too hard. It's certainly not easy. It is the final level. It's not supposed to be easy, but it's not really too hard either. Or as long as you don't bum rush it, you'll be fine. But now, folks, we get this. Not only do we get at this theme once again, but we're also gonna be heading into the final boss. That's the big bad Dr. Eggman himself. And oh my god, how many polygons has he lost? I don't know if Sonic mentioned this before in like a cartoon, in like one of the cartoons or one of the games. Well, actually in the cartoons. But if he did, I'll just say it right now. So, just because Sonic told you to lose some weight, that's not what he meant. Because that is really, really bad. With the low polygon on Eggman. But now we are facing the final boss, the Egg Viper, which has a decent challenge, I must say. You obviously want to grab rings like I did. And this is where his overused lines get taken in effect. Get a load of this. See if you can make it through here, Sonic. Hey, oh yeah, I homing attacked, but it didn't launch me back. But yeah, Egg Viper. Surely this boss won't be reused in a later game. No. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this boss doesn't get reused. There's no other game comes to mind but this one. But this is how you're really supposed to do it. Dodge the lasers, And Eggman, stupidly enough, opens the cockpit, and once he opens the cockpit, that's your chance to homing attack him. I don't understand why he has to open the cockpit in the first place. Then he pretty much does that laser thing, which is really easy to dodge, really. Now you want to homing attack Chain, and then hit him. It's not too hard. If you don't do it, you'll just get hit by the laser, although I never really got hit by that thing. I don't know if you lose rings or it's instant death. I'm guessing it's instant death because it's over a bottomless pit. But I think you might lose I don't know if you might lose rings or whatever. But yeah, just redo this process. He'll get new attacks though. Also, that's how any boss really should work. The more hits you give to the boss, the more attacks he has. As in, the more aggressive they get. Alright, in this move, he'll pretty much go across the platforms and will fire her lasers. And I almost died like that. Thankfully, you can jump in midair. So you don't have to worry about falling in the bottomless pit. But yeah, nothing much to talk. Okay, well, now he has this attack. He'll send the two platforms out. But once they come after you, jump. You'll be on the platform. Make sure you tilt the analog stick towards Eggman, and otherwise you might fling off. Because that's happened to me. But after you do that, you start destroying the platforms. And you do get a few shots though. But I still think every homing attack shot counts. And so, yeah, he'll destroy the platforms. Things like that. And booyah. Final hit. Wait, what's he doing? Oh, I remember. Or what he's gonna do. Tikal's not kidding either. That's his finishing move. It's real easy to avoid though, so you wouldn't have to worry. But that is the end of Sonic's playthrough, gameplay-wise, I should say. Because a huge explosion happens, indicating it's the end of It's the end of Sonic's story. Oh, by the way, don't worry about that explosion. Don't worry about the explosion. He's fine. See? Yeah, you would think with that huge explosion, and Eggman will die from that. It's a Sonic game. It doesn't have to make sense. Well, logic perspective. Well, I'm not so sure on story, but logic. Don't worry, it's a Sonic game. Eggman lives. But yeah, we get this ending cutscene. We get this awesome song. It doesn't matter. I'm sorry if you can't really hear this. So you might want to turn up the volume. And we get a pose. I'm going to be posting my final thoughts after each LP, but only strictly towards the story gameplay that I went through. So I'll go through my full final thoughts once I get through the last story. But yeah, that was Sonic's playthrough. I really like, as a whole, I do think Sonic's gameplay in this game is solid. Like, I love the controls in this game. I especially like, with the spin dash, you can, well, launch yourself up the higher areas, or make speedrun shortcuts. I will admittedly though, the collision detection in this game is a bit finicky, and it's something that I'm glad Adventure 2 fixed up. But I think this game's overall level design is more fleshed out. There's more to explore. Like, you have multiple pathways, unlike Adventure 2. That's not to say Adventure 2's level design is bad, but I'll get to it but let's not talk about that until we get into Adventure 2 anyway. But Sonic's overall control, like I said, it's tight. Despite the collision detection issues, like, it's responsive and it feels natural. Well, like, Sonic actually follows physics in this game. Yeah, Sonic does follow a good physics in Adventure 2 as well, but I think it's overall executed better here. Because I don't want to say it really. But my only gripes with Sonic's playthrough, like I said, the collision detection is a bit finicky. But that's probably because it's really the DX port's overall, design. Like, I mentioned that everyone knows that the Dreamcast version, it has its glitches, but it wasn't too bad. The DX port just adds glitches. And it kind of makes it, like, awkward, and it feels dated. It just like how Super Mario 64 is to me. Don't get me wrong. Is it a good game? Definitely. It just feels dated though. Oh, and honestly, I kind of have the same feelings with this game though. But just because it feels dated, that doesn't mean the game is bad. And in Sonic Adventure 1's case, this is actually a pretty good first time I'm in the 3D Sonic universe. Well, the Sonic universe making the jump to 3D. But yeah, that's the end of Sonic's playthrough. I am gonna be taking a break in between stories, so yeah. But nonetheless, next time we play Sonic Adventure, or next time we get back to this game, we are actually going to be playing Tails' story. So I don't want to end it here because, well, it's obviously not at the end of the video yet. I don't want to make it awkward. And I'm really sorry that I can't. Again, I apologize that I can't amp up the volume. I tried everything that I can. It just, I don't know. I don't know how to get it to work. A movie maker anyway. But yeah, Sonic Adventure 1, on Sonic's case, it's pretty good. And we get an ending picture. Totally not ripped from the Dreamcast, as by the way. But yeah, that's the end of the Sonic story playthrough. I'm GameMan5804, and you guys have a great day.